So you tell me you're tough, huh? Really? You're tough? Well, explain to me then why you have not voted. You millennials out there that didn't vote in the 2016 election. Those of you who didn't vote in the 2017 Pennsylvania election. What's the matter, you, huh? And then those of you who say, I'm never going to vote. Let me tell you something. I don't care if you're 18 or 138. If you don't vote, you ain't tough. Why? You're letting people control your life. What do you think happens? The amount of money that you earn is based on what the politicians allow. That's right, what they allow. That's why we have minimum wage, which is really slave wages. Those of you who are in college, you have student loans, who don't know how you'll ever get out of debt. Those of you who have over $1 trillion in student loan debt, you're part of the problem, a lot of you. I'm not trying to chastise you. I'm trying to get you to act. Because I know you're tougher than that. You are, but you ain't acting like it. And what about our famous hip-hop artists or our famous veterans? Why aren't you getting more millennials and seniors not only to vote, but vote correctly? What do I mean by voting correctly? The next time you vote, I want you to do some homework. Yep, yeah, you too. What I want you to do is to go to the website, www.house.gov and senate.gov and elsewhere, and find out how a candidate voted. For example, anybody that voted to end Obamacare actually voted to hurt every American. Those of you who want Obamacare gone, you don't know this yet, but it's going to affect your pocketbook, and it could even cause you to not get treatment. You see, if you ever had a child and you're a woman, that's a pre-existing condition. Pregnancy is a pre-existing condition. Under the new Republican bill in the House, rape, pre-existing condition, and domestic violence, pre-existing condition. And if there's a pre-existing condition, you're either going to be paying a whole lot more money that you may or may not have, or you're not going to get any kind of treatment at all. So if you are a Republican voter, you should never vote for another Republican until you realize and they explain why they took away benefits from you and put you in a very bad situation. Your own family members or yourself, you might die. You might die as a result. Because if you have a pre-existing condition, you can't get health care at any cost. You could go to the emergency room, that part's true. But the treatments that they may prescribe for you, how are you going to get them? Now, I want you to know, I'm not in love with the Democratic Party. There's some good Democrats and some good Republicans. But let me tell you what I think of the Democratic Party. I think as a whole, they're a bunch of cowards. You heard me, I said cowards. Why do I say that? Look what they're allowing. Look what they allowed when they had the numbers. Look what they did not do to stop these travesties. And let me tell you something else. A lot of people don't like Obamacare because of some of the provisions. But I bet you every American would have been in love with Obamacare had it been single payer, because that would have meant every American had health care coverage, and every American wouldn't have been paying 3 arms and 6 legs. See, it's not that Obamacare is bad. It's actually good. But it's the provisions that we got to change. The Republicans, when they repeal Obamacare, they're giving multi-billionaires tax cuts and more money in their pocket. So let me ask you, if you're okay with that, let me ask you, those of you who have ever gone broke, those of you who have ever been on a fixed budget or a broken budget, how is the billionaires getting more money, more of your money, by the way, how does that benefit you? You see, this is not a Democratic issue. It's not a Republican issue. This is a patriotic American responsibility and American patriotism issue. I don't care if you are a Green, a Democrat, a Republican, an independent, a constitutionalist, or a libertarian. You need to change. Now, I'm not saying that to be ignorant. I'm saying that because we are getting harmed by the actions. And the Democrats are just as guilty. They're a little bit better in general for the middle class and the poor, but only a little bit. We've got to change that. So how do we do it? We first start resisting legally, ethically, peacefully, and financially. So here's what I want you to do. Cut your budget down by $50 a week. Cut your budget down every week by $50 a week. You put that $50 away and you don't spend it for anything. I don't care if it's life and death. You don't spend it, because if you do, they win. Do you want to get up and do you want to get ahead? Do you want to live the American dream? Or do you want frankly, the devils and the demons to win? It's up to you. I can't do this all myself, you know. If it was up to me, the Republican Party would legally, peacefully, ethically be dissolved because of their actions trying to harm millions of Americans, potentially over 312 million Americans. There's about 2 million that can handle it, and the rest be in trouble. But you ma'am, you sir, you millennial, you senior, what are you gonna do to save America? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna get tough like the Tuskegee Airmen? Or are you gonna get tough and tougher than any mobster in the history of the planet? Are you gonna get tough? I mean, are you gonna get tough? Or are you gonna be as cowardly as a little bitty, wimpy, wannabe coward?